A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Just a brief word before we head into this cold Shabbos and this snowmageddon, which may or may not happen. Who knows? But, that's how weather people make a living. So who am I to judge? This week we'll read Parshas Bo. And one of the clever ways that we remember one of the key aspects of the Parsha is that the final 3 plagues out of the 10, so we have the 10 plagues. Of course, Pesach is coming soon, as we know, but the final 3 plagues are found in this Parsha. And we know this because the word Bo, a Beis and an Aleph, in Gematria, the numerical value of that is 3. So that's how we know the 3 plagues. It's just a cute thing to remember how to remember the plagues. And at our Seder, and often when we have a conversation about the plagues, we always ask ourselves, which do you think is the worst plague? I mean, of course, taking aside the last one where we have actual death, but the suffering, which are the worst plagues? And often the answer that comes up is the plague of Choshech, the plague of darkness. Is that when you can't see where you're going, or you can't even feel where you're going, and there's this complete feeling of helplessness and an inability to put one foot in front of the other. And it is in this vein that I want to talk to you about this Shabbos. I know it's going to be cold. It's going to be super cold, but we're making adjustments. We're going to start later. We're going to have a nice Kiddush. We're going to have early Mincha, so people won't have to walk back and forth in the cold. But I have a very special guest coming this Shabbos. The most recent Lieutenant Governor, Tahesha Way, who is running in our 11th District in Congress. She's a friend of our community. She will be joining us. She asked if she could join. I said, of course. I had a wonderful meeting with her yesterday, and she is truly a friend of our community. We'll discuss it, but you have the ability to hear from her, but also to speak with her during Kiddush, to ask questions, and to understand why this is so important. For those who don't realize, we have an open seat in our district, District 11 in Congress, because our Congresswoman, of course, Mikey Sherrill, the newly sworn-in governor of the great state of New Jersey, so her seat is vacant. So there is a special election which is going to take place on Thursday, February 5th, is a primary. And basically the primary is the election. So there's a Democratic primary. There's only one person running the Republican primary, but really the Democratic primary is what's so key here. And there are 11 people slated in that spot, which means that on an unusual voting day and with traditionally low voter turnout, anybody's game, anybody could win it with very, very relatively few votes. And it's extremely important that we have a friend of our community. This is not about Republican, Democrat. It's not about right, left. This is about the future of our community, because if a detractor of, let's say, the U.S.-Israel relationship, or if someone who does not take seriously our fight against anti-Semitism or our freedoms as Jews here in this country and here in our district, if that wrong person gets into office, we have big problems. So it's so important that we vote. If you're a Democratic voter, to vote. If you have kids who are not yet registered to vote, if they're 18 and they can vote, please make sure that they're signed up and they can vote. Get the word out, but most importantly, show up. And there are ways that you could support the candidates of your choice. Anybody, I'm happy to speak with anyone about it. But you could support them even if you're not registered in that party. One does not preclude the other. But it's our job to be involved in the process. So I know it's going to be cold. I know it's going to be maybe some people just coming back from vacation, but it's so important. We only have 2 weeks to go. So please come to shul. Become informed. Tell your friends. Make sure that your kids come so they understand what the process is going on here. Let's not be caught in the dark. Let's not wake up and say, well, what happened in New York City? How did this happen? We know what's happening, so we have to be involved. We have to step up. We have to show up. So I urge each and every one of you, please come tomorrow morning. At the conclusion of davening, I'll be holding a conversation, an interview with the Lieutenant Governor. She is a very, very impressive individual, an African-American, self-made woman, just recently finished her term as the 3rd Lieutenant Governor and the Secretary of State, did a great job for our state for 8 years, and she wants to continue serving the community when she doesn't have to, but to serve District 11, and we need the right person in office. So I ask each and every one of you, please come out of the dark, bring some lightness. It'll be warm here in shul. We'll have a nice Kiddush, and let's make sure that we do our part. So please spread the word and come, and you'll be informed. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in shul tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom Mevorach.